So nobody's going to talk about how when we grow up turn into different identities. I had to let go of an identity that I had for 26 years and now I'm still stepping into a whole new identity. What I didn't notice is that every decision that you're taking in life is literally taking you to the type of person that you want to become. And that's what I'm noticing. Like when I was 23, 3 years ago, I got married and we have a business together. What I noticed today is that I had to change my whole identity based on the decision that I made. Now I'm a person that is committed, I'm a responsible person, and we know what we want in life and we're doing it together. But what I didn't know is that I have to let go of an old identity. I grew up in Argentina. I'm a Spanish speaker. I spent 20 years of my life in there. And for the past 5 years, I've been living here in the United States. And I noticed that I had to let go of an old identity and old self beliefs that I had when I was younger and dreams that I had that no longer fit the life that I have now and the dreams that I have now. And for months this year, I was fighting against two identities: my old identity that wanted to have different dreams, and an identity that I have now that is completely different based on all the decisions I've been taking for the past 8 months. And this year has been wonderful for me. I've been telling my husband all the time, like, have you noticed how good this year was? And he literally tells me it's like if every year gets better and better. And I grew up with fear of growing up, that growing up wasn't a good thing. I remember I was working at a daycare 2 years ago where a lady that was working there, she first of all had like one of the worst attitudes I have to deal with and put up with as someone that is building her patience. And I remember she would tell me, how old are you? And I said, I'm 24. I think I was 24 or 25. And she's like, oh, you're a baby or something like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, how old are you? I'm 54, but it's disgusting. You start getting sick, you get tired. And she started telling me all these things. And I was like, whoa, like, look at your mindset. I think that one of my biggest fear about growing up will be to be somebody like you. And I know this might sound tough, but then you meet people that are so happy with who they are at the age that they have. And that's for me so inspiring. There's people that have such a good attitude that they train, that they feel like every year gets better to them. And I think that that's what it's all about. You need to be clear about your fears, face them, and then choose what you want to do instead of what you don't want to do. If you don't want to become somebody that is like someone that has no goals, that doesn't care about life and then it has a really bad attitude, if you don't want to be like that, then who do you want to be? You want to be someone that is always in constant growth. And when you ask God, I want to be stronger, I want to be independent, more responsible, guess what it's going to do? It's going to put challenges in your life that are going to make you grow. So you're gonna go through battles to become more brave. Is that what you ask? You're going to go through so many dry seasons in your business because you want to have financial independency. Whatever you ask for is going to come to you for its best, but it's going to build who you are. And then what you have to do is accept that next person that you are. It's like a butterfly. A butterfly needs to accept that it has wings in order to fly. If it doesn't accept it, it's like, no, my whole life I was a caterpillar and my whole life I was moving on so slow and now I get to fly. So that's how it feels life to me right now. Like my whole life I felt like I was like a caterpillar, and now I'm getting to understand, okay, now I can fly. I make choices on my own. Why? Because I asked for independency. And that's what I noticed. It's not that you're like, oh, what happens if I lose my business? What happens if I'm not loved anymore by the person that I love? That's something that you are responsible for. If you don't want your business to go bankrupt, then do your best to always try to become, to bring up the best for your business. Try to come up with new ideas. Check everything up. Be responsible. Every day go through your checklist of things that your business need, and what are the things that you need to level up on, because it's easy to be comfortable in things. I think that the worst thing that happens in humanity is to be comfortable, to stay in conformity. You can always grow, you can always try to become better, you can always try to level up, and leveling up takes discipline, it takes effort. What makes you different from everybody else is because you're taking that extra mile. You're always trying to become better, and that's what you're responsible for. Don't expect God to do everything for you, but you have to show up for yourself. So if you don't want your marriage to be a bad marriage, then you have to show up in the marriage. What do I have to do? I have to show up, and show up for myself as well before I try to show up for the rest of the world. I think that everything is possible for you. You are capable of doing anything as long as you make a list and you go towards that destination that you want to be at. There's going to be a ton of challenges that you're going to have to surpass. It's part of life, but that's going to make you the better version of yourself. And when you ask God, like, oh, I just want freedom, I want independency, and it gives you all these challenges, you also have to trust that whatever is happening in the process is for a reason. Like, you start being fearful of what is going to happen into your life when you know that you're on the right path, and that you just have to trust that if something happens, it's for a reason. Like, all right, God, this is what is happening, and it's happening for a better reason. Like, if I am not in the frequency that I am right now, there's for a reason. And it's like, all right, so something's better for me. For example, let's say I work at the daycare and then I get fired at that place. A lot of people that maybe the daycare was their identity or is what they wanted, they're going to think, no, my life is messed up. How am I going to find the next job? Instead of saying, all right, God, I trust you. I trust that what is next is better for me and that you have something planned better for me. In the meantime, I'm going to still manifest the person I want to become, and I'm going to still live in the way I want to live. If you want to manifest a house, for example, you have to act like a person that wants to have a house, right? Like, let's say you're at a store and you want to get a blanket. Your mind is going to tell you, no, why are you going to get that blanket? You don't even have a house. But if you get the house, you're putting faith and you're trusting the process. By getting the blanket, you're guaranteeing that you're going to get the house. The same is for your business. The same is for your future, for your goals. You can guarantee that you're going to get where you are because you're taking action every day towards that with faith. So recording the videos that you have to record, or selling the products that you want to sell, and quitting the job that you're so scared to quit, is putting faith into your actual purpose, into your actual goal. And you just need to trust and act like the person that you want to become. And that way you don't have to worry about life, like, oh, what if this doesn't happen? No, because you are in control, and you have to be in control of your emotions. How many times do I go at night and I start listening in my head this parasite that tells me, oh, you're not doing good enough. Oh, you have asked so many times for this to not be this way. And what happens if this happens? That's what I hear. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to go to bed thinking of the negative things that I have done, or the negative things that could come up to my life, and all the worst scenarios. And I'm like, I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to say affirmations or something that distracts me from it. This I'm saying because this is what literally happened to me last night. And guess what? It changed everything. I was like, all right, I'm going to listen to a really good book. I'm going to think about that book and try to pay attention to what it says, so that I don't have to hear this voice in my head that is trying to keep me low. And guess what? It changed everything. I had better dreams, and I completely forgot that I was in that frequency of negativity, on that frequency that was trying to keep me very low. And literally, I started feeling worried. My body started feeling different. The whole room, the whole energy was starting to, like, it's like if everything was turning on fire. And all of my good beliefs and all of my positivity and all the action that I took to the day was about to burn. The whole house was about to burn into negativity. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to grab the extinguisher and I'm going to turn off this fire. And I'm going to go to bed feeling safe, feeling like I'm doing the right things, like I'm on the right path. And guess what? It helped so much. So I recommend you to do this, to call yourself out. Call ChatGPT out too. If ChatGPT tells you something negative, if a friend tells you something negative, if a family member tells you something negative, calling them out. Call them out. Because you have to believe in yourself. You don't have to believe in what people tells you or what your thoughts tell you, because not all your thoughts are truth. So I hope you really like this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.